Azure App Service, also called Web App in Azure, is a platform as a service offering in Azure. So instead of setting up a VM and running your web code on a VM like IIS or maybe a The other load balancer we want to talk about is Azure Application Gateway. This is a global load balancer good for web apps or web services. It's a little more flexible in that the backend pool can support multiple. Let's begin with an overview of Azure Active Directory. Azure AD is a multi-tenant directory, so all customers or tenants are in one huge directory that Microsoft manages. However, your tenant is private. Let's talk about blob storage. So blob storage is blobs, any file, any kind of data you want to store, accessed over HTTP or HTTPS. They're organized in Azure has a few load balancing services, and there's two of them you're responsible for on your exam. The first is called Azure Load Balancer. It's a general purpose load balancer that's good for VM workloads. So we talked in the last lesson about how to create users and groups in Azure AD, and now we want to finish the discussion about how to assign users or groups permissions to access resources. This is one way to secure access to a storage account is through user authorization. Every storage account has two access keys, and these access keys provide full control access to the storage account. Let's talk about some of the things you might set up for a VM after it's been created. The first is its networking configuration. All VMs have a private IP address. It's assigned automatically to the VM when it boots. There are many ways to create a VM in Azure, but perhaps the most common is through the Azure Marketplace. It has literally hundreds of VM images you can choose from. You can choose Windows or Linux as a base OS.